Welcome to the Newman Podcast. Here we feature stories and conversations from the staff, lecturers, parishioners, musicians, and friends of Newman University Church and the Notre Dame Newman Centre for Faith and Reason in Dublin, Ireland. I am your host, Katherine Dunn, Director of IT and Communications here at Newman, and today my guest is Megan O'Neill. Megan is a soprano from County Kerry. She's currently studying with Professor Mary Brennan and Dr. Andrew Sinnott, and is in her, it said third year, but we're in fourth year. You're the fourth year now of her doctor in music performance degree at the Royal Irish Academy of Music. She completed her Bachelor's of Music degree in Maynooth in 2018, and in August 2020 she completed her Master's in Music Performance, where she received first-class honours at Maynooth and at the Royal Irish Academy. Very impressive. So basically, Megan sings with the Irish National Opera and other places, and she's in very fancy operas and fancy concerts and things. She's a fancy lady, and she's a very talented musician. But on Sundays, she's just one of the gang. She's just one of Vocare. She's a soprano and cantor for our choir, the Newman Vocare Ensemble. So welcome,
Hello.
Megan.
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell I got that from Google?
Love it.
And
it's accurate, so it's great. It's
Okay,
accurate,
good.
so we love that.
So I just gave you your official intro, but will you introduce yourself? Like who is Megan?
Who am I? This is a big question. So everything there, music-wise, education, great. I suppose important, I think you did say I was from Kerry, but I'm going to reiterate that. It's really important that I say I'm from Kerry.
You are a proud Kerrywoman.
Proud Kerrywoman. Outside of music, love GAA, love sport. I like to sometimes read in my spare time, read poetry, something I don't tell people very often. That's like a fun fact. And yeah, I'm a musician and I love singing, and that's kind of been my life the last, I suppose, 10 years now, really. And yeah, I think I'm just all in all just love every sort of music, and I just enjoy singing a lot, and it's brings me so much happiness. I think that's my main fact about me. So yeah, I'm a very normal person from Kerry who loves music. That's in a nutshell. Yeah.
So you're from Kerry. Did you have a strong music tradition in your family growing up then, or what was it like when you were a child?
I think I was that type of child, probably very annoying, but that wanted to just try everything. So even sports wise, I tried every sport, played every musical instrument, mainly trad though, not opera or classical. Sure. Did piano, singing, played the accordion, fiddle, tin whistle, flute, just everything, and was never really brilliant at any of them because I was just so distracted by the next thing that I could try. But singing kind of stuck with me. But there's not much music in my family. Apparently my great aunt was a really good fiddle player, and I've heard that from my family, but
really?
There's not much music in the family. I'm where did I come from? Especially classical music, it's a bit weird. But I do see with my second cousins, they're now kind of starting to sing, and they can sing and play music. One of my second cousins is really good at the accordion, so I'm now I'm seeing that a little bit more. But other than that, it's just I just fell in love with it just through school, and my parents gave me the opportunity. So
that's so great. I was looking on your Instagram and you had a video of you singing a song. I can't remember the name of the song, but you said you sang it when maybe you were 10 or so, and you cried singing it.
Oh my gosh, I was probably Michaela Mar or something. I remember hearing that first time and I was so moved. But do you know what? When I was younger, I used to cry when I heard music all the time, and I used to never really understand why. I would hear something and I would just get so emotional, and I wouldn't know why. And even at mass, I remember even as I got older, even our school masses and stuff, there was one time we were singing a hymn together. I was why am I crying? This is so embarrassing. But I think it's just, music is so connected with religion and being spiritual, and I think I was just so moved by it. So I just my earliest memories of me is singing and feeling something that I couldn't explain. It's really weird, but looking back I'm that's really cool.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So did you have a good music program in your school, or where were you getting these lessons or learning these things?
Music in my primary school was brilliant. They really the school play would always give me something. I'd always sing at mass. I sang my confirmation mass. I sang the psalm and the Alleluia.
That's such a big deal when you're a kid to get chosen for that.
Yeah, I nearly got sick beforehand. I was so stressed. But at the time it was such a big deal. So they were were really, really good to me. And then they had music lessons in school for trad. And then I did Shannon singing at it's like this little general office in our parish. So that's where I was getting my lessons. And then I had a teacher, Mary Collity, who was brilliant as individual teacher. Yeah. And then I kind of got on from that. But my secondary school, we had a bit of a choir, but not much. We never did musicals or shows. My musical society at home, actually, I auditioned for them. I didn't even get into it. So I wasn't some people definitely did see, but some people didn't, and that's life or whatever. But I think I just loved it so much myself, and had these individual little lessons, and that kind of kept me going, and I just loved it so much. Oh my gosh, it just was everything to me. Friday evenings, going to my music lessons. I ended up going to a teacher in Abbey Dorney. For anyone listening that doesn't know where that is, it's ages away from my house, and my mother used to drive me there every Friday to go to my singing lessons. Her name is Sharon Reedy. She's fabulous and an amazing teacher. Anyone from Kerry, if you need singing lessons, she is fab. So I don't know, it was always something that I came back to when I was having a bad day, a good day, any sort of day. I just always found myself coming back to singing and music. So it was kind of an individual thing, but there was some people in that, that believed in me. Yeah. I
took piano lessons as a child and stuff. Yeah. And I always think of all the money my parents spent on those lessons, weekly lessons. Yeah. And when I wouldn't practice.
No.
And your teacher knows when you don't practice, but when you're 10, you think you're getting away with something. But at least now it's the money that your parents spent on all those lessons was maybe worth it. Or the fact that I can still play piano. I'm oh, my teacher would be so
You're
proud.
Really good at piano, though, so that's great.
Yes, yeah.
So that was worth it, to be fair. Was me learning the fiddle worth it? No, probably
I think
not.
So somewhere. It helped with other things.
Yeah, it definitely did. It gives a wider musical background. But so much money. So much money.
It's a great sacrifice. Yeah. I think it was good money.
I was lucky, to have parents that put money into me. And my brother as well. My brother was less expensive than me. He wanted to play sport, and he was happy doing that. I was I want to do this and that and that and that. And it came to a point that my parents were okay, you kind of have to pick. Yeah. You have to pick between basketball and singing one time. That was really sad. Really? I picked singing, of course, but I remember being oh my gosh, is this what growing up is?
Yeah, I think you chose right. Your height probably wasn't the best for basketball.
That would have never happened.
So there was a time then, I guess when you were a teenager, where you decided to go to Maynooth to do music. Was it always I want to study music?
No, I wanted to be a primary school teacher.
Oh, really?
Yes, yeah. Okay. So this was the run up to when you decide. I was maybe I should give music a try. I'll tell you what, I didn't even go to see the college before putting that down as my first choice. I just knew they had a brilliant choir, and I knew they had really good lecturers there, and I was listen, that sounds great. I didn't want to do opera at this time, the Royal Irish Academy of Music. I was this sounds great, but I was this is not what I want to do. At the time, I loved singing classical, but it was too focused and too individual. I preferred singing in choirs. I still love being a soloist, but you know what I mean. It was kind of I like to do both. Yeah. And then I looked at the program in Maynooth, and I just was okay, I'll just put that down as my number one choice. And I started with music in English. Then I was actually no, I just wanted to do music. So then I changed. I had to do an entrance exam in October. It was very roundabout way, and ended up in Maynooth for 3 years, and I loved it. But it was such a last minute choice. I don't know what made me do that, but primary school teaching was everything for my whole life. That, and I wanted to be a meteorologist for a while. So random. Don't ask why. But that was 5th year. 6th year got back to primary teaching, and it just someday I just woke up and I was I could do that anytime. I want to study music, and I want to get to know more about what is music. Still don't have the answer to that question. But so I had a really great time. Lots of choral music and chant as well. We did a lot of chant. We had great lecturers Dr. John O'Keefe, honestly iconic. He was so amazing. And our conductors, Rua Dawling, Michael Dawson, the whole lot, they were really brilliant at bring us on. Darina McCarthy, shout her out for the Gregorian chant as well. Fantastic. So another place where I got loads of different tasters of styles of music. So that was fun. Yeah.
And then did you go straight into getting a master's after that then? Okay.
Literally my singing teacher was you should definitely apply for this. So Mary Brennan is my singing teacher. She's fantastic. She's in the Royal Irish Academy of Music, and I was going to her part-time. So I was hearing about opera and getting introduced to that while doing all this other stuff, and then kind of came to the end of the undergrad, and she was I think you should give this a go. And I was kind of I don't know, like, I'm not sure. And she was like, you know what, just put your name in for it. Put my name in for it. Got accepted. Don't know how. I listened back to my audition tapes last night. I was like, oh my gosh. But anyway, I was younger back then, so it's okay. But then, started the masters, and then I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, and I just slowly, like, just kind of started to be like, okay, this is what I want to do. And I finally found the feeling of, like, being on stage in an opera was what I was searching for my whole life. And then I found it. I was like, oh, this is it. Like, this is what I want to feel all the time when I'm performing. So that was like a big moment for me. So went straight into that after the undergrad. Then started the doctorate straight away after the masters because of the bloody pandemic. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? And then started the doctorate. So it was like, one after the other.
So wait, what is that feeling you were talking about?
It's like...
Can you describe it? I don't know.
I don't even know what it is. It's like a feeling of like... It's just, it's almost like you're overwhelmed, but in a good way. It's just like, and nothing else matters in that moment. Like when you go on stage... Whatever's happening in your life outside of it doesn't matter. You leave that at the door. Obviously, you take some of the feelings with you if it can apply, but it is like becoming a different person for a while and just like, I don't know what it is. It's just really exciting, and the feeling I get when I go out on stage and like presenting music to people who want to like enjoy and be entertained is like it's such a special thing to do. And when it goes well, then it doesn't always go well. I mean, like life's not perfect, but when it goes really well, that like I can't describe how wonderful that is. And when people even come up to me after and say, I really loved that, I was really moved by that. Some people are like, you know, oh, thank you, whatever. I'm like, no, thank you. Like, this is why I do. Like, I want to like move people and people to like feel some of what I'm feeling while I'm performing. It's a really special thing.
It sounds like, I think everyone, when you find what you're supposed to do, that's what you feel too. Like, not just on stage. Like, if you're a teacher and you're supposed to be a teacher, or like, whatever you're supposed to be doing. Yeah. Like, it's just like, this is where I'm supposed to be. Exactly. This is where God wants me to be. Like,
it's comforting. It's
peace. Like,
definitely.
So you go into your PhD. And are you towards the end of it then?
Yes. Now, I'm submitting my thesis in August. So any prayers, anyone that's listening, prayers are greatly appreciated. So soon. Yeah, it's so soon. I just need to just get it done. I have all the performance element done. I have my lecture recital done. I'm nearly there, but it's just I need to just get it done. I need to get it done.
And then you'll be Dr. Megan.
That's hilarious and ridiculous actually all at the same time. Actually, if I end up getting this doctorate, if anyone calls me doctor, I'll like die. I'm like, actually, that would be like too much. I'm like, I'm not saving lives here. Like, so, you know what I mean?
When you're on an airplane, they're not going to be calling for you.
Exactly. No, definitely not. Maybe to sing a song, but not to save a life.
Sing a song. So, you've been a part of Vocare for 3 years now?
Yeah.
I remember your first day. Do you remember?
I don't even know. It's probably like, I was so nervous. I remember being so stressed and overwhelmed coming into a big group of people. I was like, oh my gosh.
So, you knew Dominique from Main Youth?
Yes.
Is that correct?
We were in choir together. Yeah. So, I knew her a while.
And I think your first thing was we did like a Holy Spirit Pentecost recording. It was during COVID times. Yes. And our old director was still here, Steve Warner.
Steve Warner, yeah.
So you had a little bit of overlap, one thing of overlap. And I remember seeing you there, I'm like, I wonder what she thinks of this whole operation. Like, because we were all spaced out because of COVID, so that was weird. And then I was like, had all these video cameras, and we're trying to film stuff because we can't have people in person. And then you just got on so well.
I loved it though, but I was so nervous that day. Yeah. Like, I don't know why I was, but I was so stressed. I was like reading over my little solo line. I was like, I don't know any of these people except I like remember standing beside Dominique and looking at her sometimes being like am I doing okay? Like, is this okay? And but it was so lovely though, that experience. I remember because choirs, now I've been fortunate enough that choirs I've been in most of the time have been nice, but I know that's a lot of personalities in one room. So I was like, I'm coming in here, I don't know anyone, and I have a solo to do. I feel like I've never been here before, and I felt a bit like, is this going to go down well? Like, are people going to like me? I don't know. And I was stressed, but it was so positive and so much fun. And also, we didn't even do many takes. Like, it was over like real quickly. Like, we just got through it.
I think we decided at that point, we're like, it's live, so
exactly.
It's not gonna be perfect,
yeah,
but,
but it was so fab, and
Yeah.
Stephen Warner is such a fabulous person.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, like I'm so glad that like it overlapped a little bit.
Yeah.
And also, funny enough, I used to sing like a cantor down at home in Kerry,
Yeah.
and Stephen Warner was a name that I knew from some of the hymns we did. Set Your Heart on the Higher Gifts is one of my favourite hymns. But I remember singing that in church, being like, I love this hymn so much. And then when I met him, I didn't realise, I didn't put two and two together, but he was the one that composed that. And I actually had a moment of like, this is really cool. Because that was one of my favourite hymns like in Kerry, and I used to do it a lot. And I was like, oh my gosh, now I'm meeting him. Mental.
Yeah. It is mental.
Yeah. Full circle.
It is very full circle.
Yeah.
So that's how you got involved. And
Yeah.
then now you've been in this like church community. I don't know. It's a choir, like you said, it's a choir, but it's definitely
it's
community. Yeah. So what has been life-giving about that?
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. Everything. It's been amazing. Like I actually so I started out being like I'm gonna be totally honest with you right now. I went to church when I was younger. Yeah. Then I strayed for a while because I was like, I just don't know what the purpose of life is anymore. And there was so much going on at the time, and I was like, I don't know where I fit in with this. And I used to sing at mass, and I then got out of my church at home. I wasn't singing there as much anymore for various reasons, and I'd moved away and stuff. So when this kind of came up, I was like, okay, like this sounds nice, like a nice opportunity for work, but also like it sounds like something that could be like good for the soul, which is great. So joined it, didn't expect to like make so many friends and for it to become such a big part of my life. Like really, like, I mean, I love coming in on a Sunday. I love seeing everyone and singing with everyone. It's such a great environment. But like also like I think in the hardest times, okay, when Rob, my fiance, moved to America, let's bring that up. That was a hard year. Like I was living
I remember
alone,
that.
Crazy. And I remember coming into mass on a Sunday and like coming in sometimes being like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. This is like so much going on. And I would leave after mass being like, oh my gosh, I'm actually okay. And it just like balanced me, recentered me. So I have definitely found faith again, spirituality, 100%, and friendship with people, and like through music as well. And like we have great crack. We do. Great time.
I know we're both so biased because we're both in the
crack,
I
know.
It is great crack.
No,
like,
it is. We have so much fun. Like, I mean, even when I'm cantering, I'm still like on the altar. Okay, I know I have to like lead in song and like, you know, tell the congregation to sing and, you know, whatever. But we have a great time. Yeah. We have fun while doing it, which is what I love about this church, is that you know, we know when it's serious, we know when to be serious, and we know, obviously, like, you know, we're not making jokes about anything, but it's just all done with good, positive energy, you know, which is great.
Vocare specifically, it has all those things, but we're also still good. It's not like we're goofing around, so we're not as good. Like,
it's serious.
We're also biased when we say this, but we're like, we sound good as a choir. We do hard pieces and like,
Yes, it's a really, really, really good choir. Like the quality of stuff that we do is great. Dominique is fab. We love Dominique. She's brilliant. Yes. Like we're very lucky. And but I also think as well, I think the choir sounds good is because we also have like a friendship within the choir. And I do think that helps with the sound. It does, because when you are enjoying singing with your friends, like that changes your sound. Of course it does. I think it actually just works so well, and I'm very happy.
And you want to do well for your friends. Like if you're in a rehearsal and you're like, I don't know my part for this. I need to study this, or I need to practice. And you do, and you go and do it.
You have to go do it.
Because you're not going to let your friends down.
Like anytime there's a descant, I'm like on the break being like, Maria Matthews shouting you out, like, we need to go and look at this. But it is true, you don't want to let people down, and I don't want to let Dominique down either. It's just like another thing. I know I have been friends with her, you know, in minutes and stuff, but like obviously she's our conductor, so it's different again, even though we're all still friends. But I don't want to let her down either, because she works so hard at this, and we give like 100%, and like we have fun while doing so, which is great.
And I think it enriches so many people's prayer downstairs who are coming to mass. Like,
I think so.
I hope that it like helps people, like you said, when you come in at the end of your week, and it's so life-giving. I hope it's life-giving to the people downstairs.
Me too. I think it should be, though. Not telling
it
anyone,
is.
forcing anyone. But I think it is. I even find, though, like when I'm singing and I'm cantering a lot of the time, there's moments of like, why do I feel so moved right now? And it's just like, I actually think praying through song is like another experience altogether. And then when you hear a whole congregation singing with you and a choir, it's like so moving. I can't describe it. Like it's such a lovely feeling to be like, you know, you're in this together with other people, you know?
Yeah. I love, especially like Christmas, it seems like people seem to sing along. And Oh Come All You Faithful, I have like such a distinct memory because everyone downstairs will sing to that because they know the words. And when you can hear the congregation with the choir, you're like, this is heaven on earth. Like, this is what it's going to be like. Yeah. That's what I imagine, at least. Yeah.
It's moving and it's also powerful. And it brings everyone together and it's just, I completely agree with you.
I also remember I used to cantor at my home parish and singing up there and then having the congregation sing along. I'm like, this is the closest to Taylor Swift I'll ever be. Like, because like people singing along, not to my songs, but to songs.
No, I know. Like, it is like that. It is performative in a way sometimes. It can't not be. Like, you're stood up there in a robe in front of everyone, like, and lifting your hand up to like lead the people. And I struggled doing that for a week. So I was like, oh, why can't I lift my hand? Why do I keep forgetting? Not a thing in Ireland. It's not a thing. It's not a thing, but we're making it a thing.
We're making it a thing, yeah. Okay, I have some like rapid fire questions that we don't need to do quickly, we can talk about. But I want to know your favorite hymn.
Oh my gosh, this is really
so
difficult. Oh.
There's so many.
Oh my gosh.
Or it could just be like your favorite one right now, so it's not like all the pressure of who said this.
Okay, I'm going to say my favorite. Okay, I'm going to give two answers. Okay. That's okay. Favorite, like, choral piece that we've done at Mass. Definitely Oh Love, Elaine Hagenberg. Man. Oh my gosh, so I'm not well. Like, it's just so good.
When we learned that a little over a year ago as a choir, everyone was so excited for it. I don't think we've had a piece like that since where everyone was just so excited.
It's so beautiful. It's just so gorgeous. Yeah, we were all really excited. And I remember we were excited to sing it like in the concert for people to hear it as well. It's just, it's so beautiful. It's so moving. I love it so much. Then I'm trying to think about my favourite like hymn. I'm just like, what would that be? Yeah. There's so many. Do you know what I love is Send Forth Your Spirit, O Lord.
That's good.
Dee. I love that one. That's really good. Oh my gosh, I have so many. Oh my gosh. Let me think for a second. Okay, and then I'll come back to it.
I think that Send Forth Your Spirit, O Lord, we sang it when you came that first time in. I don't know if you did, maybe it was Dominique, but
I think it was Dom. Yeah. That's a great hymn as well.
That is a good one.
There's so many good ones.
Spirit. Set Your Heart on the Higher Gifts.
That one. That's my favourite one because that reminds me of home, and I love that. It's really nice.
And I think Steve wrote it for someone for their wedding too, which is very sweet.
Didn't expect to cry the podcast. That's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Yeah. It's just so beautiful and it's like not too much going on. It's so simple.
Not. Yeah.
That's what I love about it.
It's very good.
It's so nice. I love Be Not Afraid. I'm sorry, I'm going to put that out there. I don't think we've ever done it here, but
it's just everyone else does it. So we're like, let's do something else.
I love it. It's so good.
It gets a bad rap in our office just because it's overused. But like I was like, you know what?
It's an anthem.
If you listen to the lyrics, it can be really moving. Yeah.
I Watch the Sunrise is my favourite hymn. That's actually, and I know we don't do that much here, but that's like, I think I associate that with singing at funerals, and I know how beautiful it can be. It's such a sad moment that whenever I hear it, I'm like, that's a good one. I have so many.
Yeah.
No, sometimes I find myself singing hymns around the house. There's
so many good ones.
Great, and I love it.
Okay, so your favourite event or mass we've done in the last 3 years?
Oh, definitely Duncastle. Like, that was class. That was so great. I think that was more from like a performer's point of view that I really enjoyed because there was so many people and it was such an event and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like huge. But for like let's just say like mass, I would definitely say Easter Saturday is my favourite thing because I love that it's like 2 hours long. It gets into all the details. It's really good music and it's kind of like solemn but also it's like uplifting because we know what's about to come. I love it. It's a good mix.
That's a good one.
Tenebrae is class.
Oh, Tenebrae is good too. But Easter Vigil it's kind of you're coming to the end of like all these services you've done, all the preparation. You're very proud of yourself as well. Like
it's a big thing.
A oh, that's a good answer.
So many.
But Dublin Castle, I forgot about that. We did that August 2023. Yeah. 6,000 people in Dublin Castle.
Crazy.
We did mass. And we all stood the entire time.
We stood. And I wore tiny heels. Like,
But still, yeah.
my feet were dead.
I wasn't wearing heels and I was dead, yeah.
But it was just,
like,
it was a lot. But it was just so cool though. Something so like different again. And like, we just again had a really good time. And I'm just so glad we got to like, not perform, but like obviously sing a mass that was so big, like, so people know like that we're here every Sunday, like, you know.
That's what I try to drill home too, is like when people come in, like, that was amazing, like, this is every week.
It's every week.
Like what we did at Dublin Castle was basically what we do every week. Maybe there were some extra instruments, but like,
but it's every week. It's the same quality, same standard, like every single week. So people need to know that. It's really great.
And this last one, it's kind of similar, but your favorite memory from choir.
Oh, there's so many. What would my favorite memory be?
So it doesn't have to be an event necessarily, or
this is not, do you know what? I have two, okay? One of my memories is from like 2 years ago when we were taking a break between like, was it like rehearsal or something? It was Tenebrae that night, and we had like Holy Thursday Mass, and there was a break. And I remember we all went and got like a coffee, and we sat in the park, and like I remember someone had like I think it was Enda Heenan had his camera that day. He took like little Polaroids, and I remember being like, I remember looking around at everyone, and like it stays with me, and I was like, this is so lovely. And I think that's why I love Easter so much, because it just like brings us all together even more. And I just remember that moment was so lovely. My favorite memories of Mass though, and this is the God honest truth, is singing every single Sunday with my friends. And then suddenly getting the giggles and not being able to cope. And again, shouting at Maria Matthews for encouraging this behaviour. But when we were laughing so much that you're like, no, I have to stop and I need to start singing and take this seriously again. They're my favourite memories. When I look back on that and I'm like, okay, we got there and it was good. But gosh, we're so lucky to have this.
We are.
We're so lucky.
To have this community. Because I think we crave community and friendship as humans. And then to be given this is such a blessing.
So lucky.
Like,
a community where you have people, you know, they have your backs, that if you were in trouble in the morning or you needed something, that you have people to turn to, and people you can trust. And I do find that like the other people I meet in the parish will say after Mass that you chat to, I just love that so much too. Just like talking to other people, and just it's just really good energy, good vibes, and I feel very lucky to have this. Like I said, that year that I was living alone and like my whole life had changed, this helped me so much on a Sunday. Just like knowing that I had like music, friendship, and time to like just like pray and like, you know, hope for like better times. Not that, I mean, I was fine for the year, like not to sounds like I was like pining away after, but I wasn't. It was like such a big change though. But Sunday Mass just like really helped.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, thanks for coming on, Megan.
Thanks for having me.
This was the podcast, and we'll chat to you next time.
Bye.
This podcast was produced and recorded by the Notre Dame Newman Center for Faith and Reason. Founded in 2017 by the University of Notre Dame at the invitation of the Archbishop of Dublin, the Centre fosters the lively interplay of faith and intellectual inquiry to inform and deepen our understanding of God and the modern world. Inspired by Saint John Henry Newman, the Centre seeks to make God known, loved, and served through concerts, lectures, masses, and prayers designed especially for the young urban adult who live and work in Dublin city centre. Our efforts of evangelization are aided by a robust social media presence and by coordination with other Catholic and ecumenical groups. The Centre is situated at Newman University Church, Our Lady Seat of Wisdom, a small but thriving parish community in St. Stephen's Green. Visit newman.nd.edu or follow any of our socials at ND Newman Center for more information.